Hi, welcome to Life Expressions. I'm Charie Ginete-Ilon. They say motherhood is the most wonderful thing. And as a mom myself, I could say, indeed, it is the most wonderful gift that a woman could ever have. And so today we are going to talk to a special mom. She's a very accomplished woman. I dare say she is very humble and honorable, a woman worthy of emulation. And I'm truly proud to say that I have served as her media consultant for several years. Today, I am glad to interview her. She's a former Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives of the Philippines, a three-termer Congresswoman of the 6th District of Negros Occidental. She's married to Major Dranreb Lansang of the Philippine Army. She was elected as one of the first members of the board of the Forum of Young Parliamentarians of the IPU in Geneva, Switzerland. She is a lawyer. She is a commissioned lieutenant colonel of the Philippine Army Reserve and was conferred a doctorate degree in humanities honoris causa by the Central Philippine State University, an institution she legislated to establish or to be established in Negros Occidental. Now CPSU is doing great as a university. She manages several businesses now, and most of all, she's a mother of twins. Please welcome to Life Expressions, former Congresswoman Mercedes Chedeng Alvarez. Hi, Cong Cheds.
Thank you, Charie. And of course, thank you for having me. We miss you here.
And I miss you too. I'm so glad to be able to talk to you through my podcast. You are looking so beautiful. Motherhood suits you.
Thank you so much.
So, how are you, Concheds?
Like what you said, I'm in a very new experience as a mother, something that I did not plan while actually getting married was not part of my plans. So this is a very new experience and a very good learning experience for me.
Yes. So, you said you did not plan on getting married and, of course, now having kids. You have twins. Did you plan on having twins?
Dran and I were trying to conceive for almost 3 years. And I was busy with work, and Dran, who is in the military, was assigned somewhere else. So it was very difficult for the first 3 years. And eventually, a friend of mine, Divinely Go, introduced me to a doctor in Manila named Dr. Virgilio Novero, and we eventually decided to go through the IVF process in trying to conceive.
Yeah.
So, on having twins, of course, we did not plan it at all. Although our doctor discussed the possibilities and the risk of having twins, but on our first ultrasound, I think that was February of last year, we were surprised when we found out that there were two heartbeats. So it came as a surprise, um, even to the point na do nang luya si Dran thinking about the expenses later on. Kay
Oh, yes.
times two. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Are there twins in the side of Major Dranreb or your side of the family?
Um, on the side of Dran, I not that I know of, but in my side, I have relatives who had twins in
Oh,
their families.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, how are your twins now? Like, how old are they now?
Well, they're 7 months old. Their names are Francis and Asher. My firstborn, or the one who came out first, was Francis,
Francis.
and the other one is Asher. Well, Asher is the bubbly one. He has like this the widest and the cutest smiles. Politico, kumbaga. Very talkative already, and at times stubborn, just like his mom. While on the other hand, opposite gid, kay si Francis naman niya is the serious one.
Wow.
But very sweet. I mean, he would be, he likes to cuddle, and then sometimes uh, he would babble, whisper lang siya, nagababble siya,
Yeah.
and but very curious. And like kung si Asher is like wala politiko,
Yeah.
smiles and everything, talkative. Ini naman siya is very intuitive, very curious, kumbaga.
Mhm. Mhm. Francis and Asher. Why those names? How did you choose those names for your twins?
Actually, their real names are Hinaro and Benjamin, named after our fathers, both sides. But we gave them the nicknames Francis and Asher. Well, Francis because of the Pope. I have to say the Pope and the Saint because a few years back, we were privileged. Jan and I were privileged to meet Pope Francis in the Vatican.
Mhm.
And at the same time, Asher because in the Bible it means blessing, a gift.
Oh, nice. Indeed, they are a gift to you. So, what's a typical day for you as a mom with your twins, Conchets?
Typical day. I'm a breastfeeding mom,
Wow. Yeah.
so uh, uh, my day revolves around them, around their feeding time. Although lately, not so much anymore because I started going back to work.
Mhm.
So, but of course, I still continue to pump my own milk so that I could give it to them.
Yes.
So, yeah,
How,
basically, for the first few months, it was really about them when they want to
yeah.
eat. I mean, when they want to drink their milk and stuff, and it's so. And looking back, grabe kakapoy kay it's not only one. There's both of them.
Yeah.
They don't eat at the same time. They don't sleep all at the same time. So medyo may pagka disaster pero okay pa man.
But it was fun at the same time for you. It was a learning process, and you were cherishing every moment of it with your twins.
Definitely because kadasig they grow up so
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would like look back sa phone. Of course,
Yeah.
most of the camera rolls on phone ko it's all about them.
Yes.
So sometimes I scroll back ko to that September kasi they were born last September 3.
Mhm.
So kalain kadasig na gid.
Yeah.
All things are different now.
How long do you plan to breastfeed them?
I try my best to reach up to 1 year old sila. I will try.
Yes, yes. And it's really special when you breastfeed your twins. There's a special, a more special bond, right? Because it's your milk
Yeah.
that you're giving them. You're really feeding them. And at this time, like they also want perhaps to sleep more. But when they grow older, like 1 year old and above, oh, good luck to you.
I know.
They will be a
Yeah.
handful for sure. Yes.
I'm sure, especially the boys sila. So
Yes. Yes. So how do you find your me time?
well, like what you said, the babies sleep longer
Mhm.
nowadays, so I get to have more me time. But I always think of it that I had my me time for the past 38 years anyway. But I'd be crazy enough to say that parents don't need a break because I think we all do. Uh, I quite realized recently that I've had my mom guilt moments.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm sure you experienced that, Chari. But of course, I was reassured, and it was confirmed by other mom friends that you'd still be a good mom even if you wish you had your old life back, or sometimes when you just want to go back to work, or
Yes.
you want to stop breastfeeding, or there was a time that I wanted to run away.
Yes, sometimes we just need that little break. Yes.
Yeah. So I've had those moments and I would really cry over that guilty feeling. But
Mhm.
of course, when I look at my healthy boys, thank God, 7 months, wala pa sila fever or
Wow.
sipon or whatsoever.
Mhm.
When I look at them, I tell myself that I'm doing a great job. And I won't beat myself up just because I need a break from them sometimes.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure you are doing a great job, without doubt, Concheds. And
Thank you.
what do you think is the best thing about being a mother?
Uh, Best thing, several things I learned and realized, I guess. Of course, it's a happy, kind of tired life,
Mhm.
but very fulfilling. It's something very similar to public service that, except this time with less or up to no sleep sometimes.
Yes.
And another thing is, of course, I've learned to take it one day at a time, especially with my boys,
Yeah.
because again, they grow up so fast.
Mhm.
And uh, what's wonderful with this experience of motherhood is that my relationship with other women, like my mom, my sisters, my friends, they've become stronger because, of course, they were such a big help to me when all of this started. They made me stronger and more compassionate towards myself.
Yeah.
So, and of course, the very best thing is that constant reminder that um, a reminder of there is unconditional love in this world and also in myself as well because of my boys.
Yes. In my experience, when I became a mother, I appreciated my own mom more. Is that the same with you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I had talks with my mom more thoroughly about this experience, especially I could really relate to her because at that time, like when I was a baby, she was working. She had her own pharmacy in Cabanatuan.
Yeah.
So she was dividing her time between me and her business, not only with me but also with my brothers, who I
Yeah.
believe at that time were 11 or 12 years old. So she was able to really share with me her experience and how to to deal divide her time.
Yes. Did your perspective on things in general change when you become a mom?
Uh, a lot. I think I used to be not paranoid, but now I am. Because I'd like to share this, Shari, because the
Yes.
boys develop differently. My anxiety level nowadays is very high, or maybe I don't know, it's maybe probably it's because of postpartum issues or the hormones still. But when you have twins, you can't help but compare one from the other. Like, is he okay? Why isn't he like this? What's wrong with him? Like, there was a time Asher was grunting nonstop, like he would do like that the whole time.
Yeah.
And si Francis naman would be so quiet, hindi wala gahibi at all. And even to the point that he had skin allergies na nadula, napuspos ang buhok niya. That's why
Yeah.
if you see the pictures,
Yeah.
Asher has hair while kalbo si Francis.
Yes.
So, it was ang perspective ko in a sense ka do ambot, I don't know, for some reason do nag extra paranoid ako.
Extra
Eh,
paranoid and maybe more caring, and you want only that they're healthy all the time. Yeah.
Yes. I you know me, Chari, very well. That of course my life has never been about me, myself, and I. It has always been about others, and I don't complain about that. But because it gives me satisfaction and fulfillment. But having children, having these boys, though, has elevated this concern for others to another level.
Yeah.
Kaya, ako na pala na, of course, medyo too early, but of course, I think na, will he talk? Will he be able to walk? Mga amuda na bagay.
Yes.
But,
Every.
yeah, sorry. But, of course, I've learned so far is that I realized not to rush things, be it in life as well as with raising our children. Of course, my husband would tell me that I must trust the process, especially the natural process of things. Like I read this somewhere that earlier is not better; it's just earlier. So I should really stop comparing my boys and allow them to learn at their own pace.
Yeah, very good. Very good that you realize that, because that will take away the pressure and the stress from you as well. Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's no better time, but just the right time for your kids. So no pressure.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
what do
Especially
you-
with I'm sorry. Especially
Yeah,
with
go ahead.
social media, that
Yeah.
you'd see some mothers would post that, oh, naga close open, close open, and then I would look at my
Yes.
boys and, Mom, sila wala pa naga close open.
Okay. Even just the little things, right? So
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
compare at all, because they will
Yeah.
have their day. Yes. What are your priorities now, Conchens?
Well, I have to be honest. Obviously, it's my children.
Yes.
I love talking about them.
Yeah.
But of course, we don't live in a bubble here. We are fully aware of what's happening outside our house. we have responsibilities in our community, and it is also important that, of course, we still contribute in helping others, especially those that have been affected by the pandemic. So, yeah.
Yes, yeah. And you are out there still continuing to help other people. You have never stopped doing that when you got married and when you became a mom.
Yeah, definitely. I am, well, officially, I'm the chief of staff of my dad, who is the current congressman. So I still go out. It just so happened that in 2020, I gave birth in Manila because na lockdown ako dito. But as soon as I flew back here in Negros, I started working already.
Yes. What are your plans for your career, Concheds?
Uh, for my career, my
Yeah.
career pa ko.
For sure,
um,
people would love to see you go back to Congress if you would want to.
As stated earlier, of course, I'm a lawyer by profession. It has taken a back seat when I entered politics immediately after I passed the bar exams. When I temporarily retired from politics in 2019, I tried focusing on my profession and business ventures. But of
Yeah,
course, the kids arrived, and again, they are the priority.
of course.
So I think it will just come. As a cousin once shared, opportunities and even wealth can always be reacquired even when lost, but you only have one family. And I think that's you really have to take care of them first.
That is wonderful. Very good. Spoken like a true mom who truly cares. What are your goals for your
So sorry. So Charlie.
What are your goals for your family and for yourself, Concheds?
Of course, I have different goals. On a professional level, of course, learning never stops. I plan to get a doctorate degree in the future. As a public servant, of course, I still have dreams for our district to progress, to continue to progress, and it's people to live a better life.
Yes,
My personal goals, of course, include to provide a comfortable life for my children, and most importantly, nurture their hearts to become compassionate human beings. I think that's the most important. Basta importante komportable lang, makakaon, and but ang pinaka-importante is that they have good hearts.
yes,
Um, well, with what happened though in 2020, of course, it seems that life is fleeting in a sense, but we all have to learn to be like water, na that is to be open and accepting to anything, whatever challenges that life would come.
yes.
Yeah.
That is very good. Yeah, diba? And your kids are just 7 months old, but for sure you
Mhm.
already know what you want for them, what's best for them. Of course, they will decide for themselves. But what are the
Yeah.
values that you think you would really want to impart to them?
Well, a lot, a lot, but probably four important things. To be simple, simplicity. That's one value that my husband really wants to teach them. Like one time he posted in social media that how lucky the boys are because they receive pairs of Nike shoes. While before when he was a kid, he would just wear chinelas to play basketball. So swerte gid ko ng mga bata namon.
Yeah.
But he really would want them to live a very simple life like him. Of course, kindness, hard work, and ang pinaka-importante, and you know that, Chari, which is of course love,
Yes.
because you can't do anything well in life without your heart involved. Just like Saint Therese, my favorite saint, would say that deeds without love, deeds even the most brilliant count as nothing. So I think amo gina pinaka-importante.
Yes, that is so true. You can give without loving, but you cannot love without giving,
Yeah.
right? Yes. So
Yes.
it's all
Panalindo, balibo ko.
Palanindog siya. Okay, but Kong Cheds, if you would have the chance, like, of course, when your kids, like in the future, they will see this interview, once it's out in social media, once it's out in the internet, it's there forever. Even if you try to take it down, but someone would have recorded it, it will be there forever. For sure, your
Yeah.
twins will see this interview someday. What will be your message to them?
Uh, well, of course, if they're gonna see this, of course, to my dear Asher and Francis, it's the summer of 2021, and probably right now you both are sleeping in the nursery. One day, you might hear of the accomplishments of your mama and papa, but
Mhm.
all you boys need to know is that you both are our greatest accomplishments, and you're the best gifts that we've ever received. Of course, Chari, I hope that they both live life to the fullest with as little pain and suffering as possible.
Yeah.
I don't want them to go through, the challenges and probably the heartaches that I've experienced in life. But
Yeah.
of course, I want them to be their own person, to find their own path. No matter where it will lead them, we will always be proud of them. And as I silently say to them every night is that always remember, Mama loves you so much. I always tell them that. Nahuya lang ko magambal, but I silently tell that to them.
Oh, you shouldn't be shy about it. Anyway,
Yeah.
Coach Ed, do you plan to have more kids in the future, or you're good with twins?
Oh, I have to be honest, I don't. Hindi lang anay. But
Yes,
of course, kung mag-abot pang it, yes, of course, we welcome it. But for now, we don't. We don't plan.
yes, it will just come.
Kagasto! I'm sorry, pero kagasto.
Yes, and it's twins, right? So, but when it's not easy to be a mother and to be working at the same time. But when things get tough, what do you tell yourself to remind yourself to keep motivated on being the best mom that you can be?
Well, well, aside from the pep talks and well, I do several things when I'm anxious. I pray, I meditate every morning. I remind myself that it is a gift to be given another chance at life every morning. I actually even learned in a spiritual dowsing session is that when you're feeling overwhelmed, you just close your eyes and you imagine blue flames from the ground that goes up and it slowly envelopes you. So maybe you should try that one time, Charlie. But it works sometimes.
Yes.
And lately, I look at my children because I simply look at them. My family motivates me to keep going. Um, I don't have a hobby. As you know, Charis, I think you kilala mo man ko. I don't have a hobby to escape to when I'm confronted with a challenging day or a moment.
Mhm.
I don't know how to bake. I don't know how to paint. I used to write my thoughts, but of course, writing nowadays eludes me. Hindi ko plantita or an
Yes.
oilbulario. But I only have my family nowadays to bring me comfort, and spending time with them relieves me of my anxiety. But I think the best thing that I always do is that I always try to do things for others.
Yeah.
I prepare gifts for families and friends,
Yeah.
and this acts, all of those somehow gives me comfort. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. What is your prayer, Conchens?
my prayer.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I only pray uh, that my family will be okay, that my family will be safe,
Yes.
our constituents will be safe. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially with the pandemic, safety is my is the number one prayer now.
Yes. That is wonderful. You always think about others and not of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean
Yes.
probably this when I became a mother, parang do nag-heighten pagid bala na hindi lang sila like for example because of COVID kabay pa hindi lang sila ma-infect. Baski na ako na lang, sa loon ko na lang.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is selfless. And that is love, of course. Coaches, a lot of moms are listening to this podcast. What would be your message to your fellow moms? Especially now that we're celebrating Mother's Day very soon in the month of May. So
Yeah.
what's your message to your fellow moms?
Well, I'm no expert in motherhood. I mean, it's been like 7 months pa lang, but I've realized that there is no exact way to raise a child. So I hope we just refrain from passing on judgment on others as well as judging ourselves wrongly. Um, we won't always get it right because it's a lifelong learning process, and let us just be simply be there for one another. And I'm sure whatever choices we make, I am sure our children will be proud of us later on.
A wonderful message for all of us mothers out there, Diba? Oh, and thank you so much for granting this interview. I'm so happy to have talked to you. You're looking great. You're a blooming mom.
Thanks
Yeah,
to makeup and blow dry.
and
I
I
have to
wish
be
you,
realistic.
yeah, of course, I wish you all the best. I'm sure that you will excel in whatever endeavor that you choose to take upon yourself. And you are very humble. You are a person to be admired and emulated. And
Thank you so much, Charie. Thank you for having me. And again, we miss you and I hope to see you soon. Stay safe.
yeah, you stay safe too, Cong Cheds, and thank you very much. This is Life Expressions. I'm your host, Charie Ginete-Ilon, and I have talked to no less than former Congresswoman Mercedes Chedeng Alvarez. Please show some love, download this episode, or share it with your friends. Till next time.